And if you are going to do lamination with tempering, you are going to do cutting, grinding, then tempering and then lamination. In case if you are going to get into a DGU process without lamination, you do a cutting, grinding, tempering and then a DGU. So, the batch creations would be done for cutting, grinding, tempering, which is one batch, and then for tempering as a and then for IGU as the second batch. So, depending upon the customer requirement, this batch creation is being done in small steps in various machining process in such a way the process flows. What I said to you, the communication of the material and the information part. So, all flows together in form of a batch indicating the operator on what he has to do, when what will be an input to the next process, so that the outputs fall in place towards delivery to the customers. So, this process is considered the heart of the overall planning process in terms of coordination between the manufacturing and planning team. So, students, I hope you have understood on this part, which was being explained for a complex product, and it can be also broken based upon the simple products or the final outputs required by the customer. Having seen the various material flow, the information flow and the overall glass industry in terms of the process, let me now take you to the stages of planning. So, when we talk about stages of planning, okay, first let us understand what should be the stages. Okay, we can talk about a yearly plan, we can talk about a monthly plan, we can talk about a half-yearly plan, we can talk about a quarterly plan, whatever it is. But here I am going to fix your attention in terms of understanding how does it happen in a day-to-day industry and how does it get coordinated for a month, so that once you understand what is happening in a month, you will be able to replicate that for different months as part of quarterly, half-yearly or for a year. So, the first stage in planning is monthly planning, then for a weekly planning and then for a daily planning. Okay. This planning has requirements being taken as input from the customer who has given as part of projections and waiting for confirmation during the due course of the month. Okay. So, what are all the inputs you take from this? You take a tentative projection after discussing with planning, the sales and production teams to determine the sales and production volume for the month. So, in this point we are just explaining what should be a total sales, what should be a total production volume for the month. We take inputs on we take outputs on production and dispatch schedule and what are all the constraints in the order which have to be discussed in detail, any aids in capacity planning, and then later is getting split into the week plan after discussion with the sales team. So, let me elaborate this in the upcoming slides. So, let me next move into the weekly planning and daily planning. So, weekly planning and daily planning is nothing but a subset of the month planning. Okay. So, if you see what are all the projects which you have lined up in terms of the respective week wise planning is being given as an input into the respective weeks for production planning. Daily planning is nothing but breaking that week plan into the respective day wise, machine center wise planning, so that the overall requirements of the day goes forward into the week and then gets combined from week into the month for the overall collation to be done. So, let me just take you into the various explanations for the 3 stages in planning. So, this is a small update in terms of some tentative numbers, so that you are able to understand what we really talk about a month. plan. So, as I said to you, during a monthly planning meeting which is being scheduled in the start of the month, you have teams from sales, you have teams from production, you have teams from finance, you have teams from purchasing, all sitting in one room to understand what is that entire month requirement going to be, so that all support in terms of resources, in terms of capabilities are being discussed in detail, so that we do not have any problems as we progress into the month plan. So, I have given you a format which explains the type of customers in terms of the various names, how much order they are given in DGU, any order in LLDGU, any order in LDGU, any order in laminated glass unit which is LGU, any order in SGU, and then what is in terms of your total square meters, what is in terms of a value, and then how much this is getting split into the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 in terms of the overall month for the respective lines is concerned. So, what happens here in this month plan is that all orders would not be confirmed, because this industry works upon daily inputs from the customer or maximum 3-4 days in terms of a rolling plan kind of a scenario. So, as the order for a month is forecasted in terms of expected to be received for that month, the order gets inputted into the production planning file. So, here we call this is the sales planning requirement for the overall month. You take the requirement and then you have received all the distribution between the various units of DGU, LLDGU, LGU and SGU and all other things. You put it in those formats, and after putting in those formats, you prepare what is in store for the entire month. How much of laminated glass, how much of SGU, how much of DGU, you just arrive at, and then you also discuss what are all the critical quality parameters needs to be maintained. For example, there may be certain specific quality parameter which needs to be ensured, for which you need to make some necessary arrangements. All that is being taken as an input into your monthly planning cycle, and then this projection is being prepared. After preparing this projection, you need to understand whether you have capacity to make this, because projection can be 2 into x, 3 into x, 4 into x in terms of your capacity, but actually what is the capacity available. So, I would be giving you, if you see here, a simple format which explains to you the respective lines, the respective capacities in terms of the various machines, and whether you have any holidays, whether you have any maintenance plan, and how much days it is going to be operational, what is the capacity of each line, and then what is going to be the total is what is going to be indicated over here, and then also the overall number of days of working for a particular month in terms of summary, and finally what is going to be the capacity. So, here if you see the illustration seen above, seen in the presentation, you will be able to see there was a cutting capacity, there is also a month plan, and here you can see the month plan is over and above the capacity. Okay. So, it is over and above by how much? It is over and above by 10,000 square meters. In terms of tempering, yes, you are well within the capacity, you still have capacity to do more, another 5,000 square meters. In terms of lamination glass plant, you are short of your capacity, because the requirement from the market is more by 2,000 square meters. In terms of IGU, the requirement is more by another 2,000 square meters, because the capacity is only 30,000 square meters, whereas the month plan is 32,000 square meters on the overall. So, students, at the end of this exercise, what do you really understand? You would be understanding what is in store for the entire month, okay, and what is the requirement of the customer, by which week the requirement is going to get confirmed. So, by which week this has to be distributed into the various production centers, and after that respective week, what are all the additional preparations needed in terms of raw glass, in terms of your purchasing consumables, so that everything is ready on time to consume, on time to manufacture it, followed by packing and followed by delivery. So, here you also need to understand what is the delivery date as expected by the customer. This delivery date will be given as an input to the planning team to track the overall schedule adherence. This schedule adherence becomes very important in terms of complying and meeting the customer requirements on time. So, the delivery requirement along with the schedule is being noted by the planning in such a way that this is getting distributed into the respective weeks, so that we are in line with the customer expectations. So, that was a summary on the overall month plan, and I will take you into the next stage on what we say it is a weekly plan. So, students, we saw what was on month plan. It already had week wise plan, but you know that as you progress into the respective week, you should start monitoring daily on what was your plan for the day 1 and what was the actual for the day 1 and what are the gaps, what is the sales as for that week, what is the actuals for that week in terms of so far what is progress, and what is the gap in terms of the various numbers. So, week plan is being derived from the month plan, I perfectly agree, okay, you would also be agreeing with me, but please understand the priority within the week is being given by the customer. The priority of the requirement is being given by the customer, who in turn is the voice is being recorded from the sales team. So, here I have indicated priority given by the sales team, availability and optimal resources, usage of resources for production. So, as I would have shown you in the material flow, you would be knowing that you have to procure glass to do the various value additions, and so the required glass should be available well within the time needed for processing. So, you need to see whether the glass is available, the resources is available, and whether you are getting an optimal usage finally. If not, there is no point in putting a weekly plan. For example, you have put today you need to process this glass in your IG unit, and you do not have that glass being supplied from float or procured from float or whatever it is. How will you go and do IGU? You will not be able to do it at all. So, that is what we are saying here. You need to check whether the glass is available, you need to check whether the resources are available, whether combining all this, whether you are optimal in terms of a commitment of yield, commitment on bottom line, what you have already indicated to the finance team, to the sales team in terms of controlling the price. If everything is okay, then you put it into the respective day wise plan. The other important part here is that after putting a plan, you should start tracking that in terms of what is the gap. Please understand, if you do not declare the gap on a daily basis, it will prove to be very difficult in terms of overall tracking. Why? Here in this segment of business, the number of units or number of sizes required by the customer are n. N varies from 1 to 3, 5, 10, you can go even 100, 200 also you can go. Each size would be unique. Okay. So, hence when each size is getting processed, there are chances for rework, there are chances for some missouts, okay, which needs to be captured as part of gaps and then brought back into the understanding of the manufacturing, so that this rework is being completed and the entire material as requested by the customer is getting fulfilled as a final order in terms of delivery. So, this is one in terms of the overall requirements of the customer. Second, you would also have certain gaps happening in your manufacturing process. When I say a gap, it is not only underproducing, there are also chances for the machine to perform as expected better when compared to the OE standards. In such a way, you get a higher yield and a higher output. So, you need to keep track of that on a daily basis, so that the plans are getting fine tuned accordingly in terms of your daily outputs. For example, when your output is low, you need to keep pushing the production team, okay, in terms of the necessary hours of output, so that you are able to catch the gap for the week plan. Or in case your outputs are high, you need to start immediately calling the sales team, start immediately calling them, the customer service team, and say, yes, we are very going ahead in terms of our order completion, can we have some more orders. So, that part also has to be done in terms of the weekly planning exercise. So, if you see in this weekly planning, one person should have a complete understanding on what is in store for the entire week. Okay. Other person should parallelly go dive himself into the respective day in such a way that he is able to complete the week wholly. And last stage what I was explaining to you is the daily plan. In daily plan, it is very simple. You have to release a plan which I was showing you to as part of various batch creations and all. The daily plan is nothing going to be a plan for the respective lines. Now, what are lines you have for a daily plan? You have cutting line, you have grinding, you have tempering, you have lamination, you have ceramic printing, you have IGU. Okay, for all this you have to release a daily plan. Why you need to release a daily plan? Because the operator should follow this daily plan in terms of a right sequence, so that the input of one machine, okay, becomes not the input, the output of one machine, sorry, the output of one machine becomes an input to the second machine. So, if he has to ensure that all lines in the production are fully occupied, for that he has to ensure the right sequence is followed, the right priority of the customer is being followed. Hence, you have to release a day wise plan, and please note, you has to have clear information on all critical parameters as requested by the customer. For example, you need to have a trim, you need to have, if you have to do a edge deletion, you have to do it. So, how do you capture all those informations? All those informations can be captured in the daily planning sheet, so that the operator, when he sees the requirement, he is able to note all the critical to quality parameters and process it accordingly. And after you do this, you need to once again track it in terms of your measurement on what is your output for the day, in terms of initial plan how much was it, in terms of actual finally how much was the output, and what was the final gap. Now, you also have to understand, because you are the person who have released a plan assuming X as a capacity, and now you also need to go back to the production team and say, against this capacity you have done either X plus or you have done either X minus. Now, if it is going to be X minus, obviously they are going to have a particular stages of downtime. What are all the stages of downtime, so that the production heads are able to quickly take corrective actions in such a way this does not get repeated. Second, the gaps in production needs to be immediately given back to the manufacturing team in terms of a highlight, so that they understand how to quickly resolve it in terms of adding additional hours of production or focusing more in the upcoming days, so that they do not have any breakdowns or any downtimes. In such a way, they are able to overall meet the backlog for the entire plan and complete the week plan on time. So, here I would have indicated you some two formats. If you see the overall cutting plan being indicated on a daily basis, in which has the cycle time, which has the total time, which has the total input square meters, which also has the geometry yield. Then I would have also indicated to you a daily tracking format, which has the plan versus actual and the gap. Then you have the various downtimes, then you have the outputs in the cutting, the outputs in the furnace, the downtime and the respective centers. So, this completes your micro planning from what you started in terms of macro planning. So, I repeat once again, you did a monthly planning exercise where you collected all the requirements, you understood all the critical to quality parameters, inputted into your sheet in terms of overall understanding, noted when should be the delivery for each of the projects, split that into the respective weeks, and after splitting into the weeks, you started tracking it as part of a week, you started releasing plan in terms of a daily basis, and also started tracking the daily gaps in such a way how you are able to summarize finally the week actuals, and then later in terms of a monthly summary to your management team in terms of your accomplishment. So, I would, after completing this daily planning, we need to understand, we did one batch creation in the initial stage, which I told you that it is a communication flow between the manufacturing and planning. So, once you create batches for various machining centers, and after releasing the batches to the respective operator for accomplishing it, what do? You need to once again reload it in terms of what was being actualized from that plan release, what are all the gaps, okay, so that the manufacturing team follows with that respective production center on closing the gaps. So, if this batch will give you a first cut batch, will give you a clear update saying where how many number of units still needs to be completed, so that once you complete this, the entire batch is being completed. So, I just read it here, it gives information about the gaps in production at various stations and number of remakes booked. Okay. Remakes is nothing but the rejections booked. It is also published so that the manufacturing team can close the gaps in production. So, each batch, the gaps, if it needs to be closed, has to be published back into the to the production team, so that they follow up, they understand and they complete it. So, the first cut batch completion details, if published from the planner to the manufacturing, helps the manufacturing team in completing all the leftovers in such a way the final delivery to the customer need not wait saying 2 numbers is missing, 3 numbers is missing, 4 numbers is missing. Okay. It is available together as a full package, so that the entire route of coordination between planning and manufacturing gets completed. Okay. And I would also take you in terms of a weekly project update, because when we were seeing in terms of the monthly planning, the weekly planning, the daily planning and the batch creation, a person from sales or a person outside the manufacturing, when he has to understand what is in store for the month or what is happening actually currently, can be understood only with a weekly update on the various project status. Because if you see, the sales team would be giving many orders. They would say, I have released this order, the finance is approved, now you go ahead and produce it. They will not know whether you have all resources, all glasses for you to go immediately produce it, correct. They may also not know whether at some stage whether it is being stuck or it is not being stuck. Okay. This is for a sales person is concerned. What about a manufacturing person? A manufacturing person will be seeing his daily output and he will see that he is performing perfectly on a daily mode. Hence, he is going interact with the plan. No, it is not that. He has to come back to the sheet and understand whether his production planning helps in completion of the orders, so that there is no order waiting for balance material to be produced for it to get dispatched. Okay. So, for bridging these two parts in terms of the sales team understanding on where the project is, in terms of the manufacturing team understanding on whether the entire project is being completed as for a delivery, and for the planning and the customer service team to understand in terms of the various project stages, this report will help. So, as I will explain you what I have written over here, a project consists of multiple orders. The order goes to various stages of the completion of production. So, a weekly update is being published to monitor the progress of the project. The number of days taken to complete the order is also being tracked, which helps you to benchmark this as a metric for your future improvements.